Hello YouTubers, in this video we're going to be changing out my trunk door lock button on my 2009 Saab 9.3 Aero cross-wheel drive. Just like you've seen in another person's video, I don't know the guy's name, but the channel is Weakest of the Weeks. He replaced his trunk door lock button with a lighted version that lights up the same as the lock unlock button. This is not a comparison video to his video. He did his video the way he wanted to do it. I'm going to do mine the way I want to do it. I think I can accomplish the goal, and he accomplished his goals, of course, by getting a trunk button that lights first. That's the first thing you got to have that is capable of lighting. And then you got to find the source of what can turn that light on basically when that cuts on. So essentially, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to accomplish my goal like he accomplished his goal, but I think we're going to go about it in two different ways. So the first thing we want to do is order a lighted trunk button, and I will tell you that the part numbers are the same. A lighted and non-lighted trunk button, don't hold me to it. I'm pretty sure I'm right. They're the same button. One just has a light and one does not. I believe, like he said in his video on the Weakest of the Weeks, that only it was made in 1 year. So if you're going to look for a trunk button, the part is down below, but what you're looking for is one that says it is lighted. There's a couple of ways to tell, and maybe it's not even a true determinator, but it could help you narrow down a lighted trunk switch button. And that is they're going to take 3 wires. And like he said in his video, position number 1, you'll see it in the video. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 places for 4 wires. On these cars, my 2009, the middle 2 have wires in them. Position 1 is the lighted piece. So if you find a trunk light or trunk switch with a 3-wire connector that they sell with it, typically, you're looking for a wire in position number 1, if possible, or a 3-wire. Could help you narrow it down. It's not a science. Obviously, you have to buy the switch and validate that for yourself. Hopefully, the seller is truthful about it being a lighted switch. I found 2 online, actually, that said they lit up. I bought them both because I don't know if one's good or bad. I'm buying used old parts from a 2003 Saab. So I bought 2 online. I think they're the only 2 I saw, but they probably pop up all the time. I also bought a wiring harness that the Weakest of the Week said you need, and we'll cover that later. But first, let's take the door apart and let's get to the trunk switch. Okay, I think the first thing we want to do is to get this piece here off. Sorry, it went flying. I put my pry tool right here and bent up and it went flying. All right, the next thing we want to do is there's 2 T30s, one in here, somewhere in there, and one right there. I guess they'll come out with the door. All right, I think the next thing we want to do is start prying the door panel off. To do that, we're just going to stick my pry tool back here and bounce around the car. Clips are popped. Lift the panel up. This car began life as a red door. So lines up with the car. It's not been replaced. I'm going to start undoing clips. So I wanted to show this. In order to get this one here out, it began life back here. All I'm doing is pushing it forward. I used a screwdriver just to pry it that way. And the more we push, the more it comes out, like so. This one here looks like it's clipped there. This one again, all I did was push in. I will say it took some force to get that to push in properly, but it's out. Next thing is this one here. Looks like a clip. Let's see. This here just clips up. And we can, it's not focusing for you. Just comes out of there. Door panel is free. So what I'm wanting to do here is take a look at how this thing is pinned out first, and how this thing is oriented. Let's just plug this back in. This is how it was. This is the new one. And one of the things I'm looking at, in order to do this, the two pins are in the middle. These pins are not in the middle. So I wanted to save you a lot of time, because here's what I ended up doing. Even though the pinout is significantly different than the pinout that I have on my car, two in the middle versus two to the left and one off to the far right on the new old switch, ultimately I decided I didn't care. What I wanted to do was plug in disconnect the wiring from my switch, plug it into that switch, or to the new old switch, and just see if it would pop the trunk. And it does. So ultimately, we don't care where these pinout is. Only thing that we really care about is pinout number 1 that activates the light to the switch. So that's where we're going next. So what I have to hope is that this pin here, this pinout here, will still activate the door. So that's the first thing I want to do. I'm not worried about the lock. I just want to make sure that it unlocks the trunk. So let's take this switch out, plug it into this harness, and see what we have first. Okay, we got the new switch plugged in with our current wiring harness. And it pops the trunk. Okay, so we know that our wiring harness here will suffice for activating the trunk. Now that we have the trunk opening with the button, the next thing we need to do is to find a source that will turn on the light. The next best, closest light source would be the door lock button. It lights up when the car lights are on at night, and so that's our source. So what you're going to see here is me. I have the wiring that plugs into the door lock switch disconnected, and I have my voltage meter to tell me which one of the wires activates the light on the door lock button, and that's what we're about to show you here. The next thing we're going to do with that is we're going to join that wire to the door lock trunk button light wire, position number 1, and when we turn on the lights on the lock and the lights on the trunk button should turn on. That's the goal. So I am at the lock switch, which also lights up when the car is lit up on the inside. And here it is at 6.4 volts. I'm not sure why, but whatever. What I'm going to do now is cut the car lights back off. And my voltage is off. Cut it back on. And my voltage is back on. Off. On. So we know that the last wire on my far left is the one that activates the light. So that's going to be our source. Okay, so I made a connection with our posi tap. Freaking phone won't focus. Anyway, if you're not familiar with posi taps, I suggest you look at other videos of mine or online. Very easy, intrusive free. You'll never know it was here when we go to take it apart. What we want is the other end that we're going to use to tap into the switch. So what we want to do here on the wiring connector that came with the lighted switch, we want to pull out pin position 1, which is this guy right here. And on our switch, on our wiring harness, we don't have a pin position 1. You can see that. These here are just, I was testing something. We'll put those back out. You'll never know I was here. So what we plan to do is pull out this. In order to get this out, you see the black piece I've already started to pull to the left. I know you people are going to be pissed, but whatever. I'm doing the best I can. Putting it in here, and I twisted, which started the black piece to come out. That is a locking clip. So we're going to pull it all the way out to the left, like so. Pieces out. Now I'm going to pull out pin position 1. Somehow should just want to come out. So I'm not sure how the guy on the weakest of the weeks got that out. I couldn't. So what I ended up doing is breaking it into pieces with this, and eventually the pin came out, which is what we want, because we're going to use our existing switch here, and we're going to have our blue wire, which activates the light, attached to this. So we're going to put it in pin position 1 and put this back. Just so you can visualize, I broke this thing in further pieces, so you can visualize how this thing is set in there. Yeah, it doesn't want to come out. Anyway, you can probably yank on it until it does, but I didn't feel comfortable. I'd rather break it into pieces and bring out the wire and the connector gracefully. And for this purpose, just so you're aware, it doesn't matter which wire you want or need out of that old connector. You just need a wire that will go into here. Okay, we got our lighted switch hooked up. We don't have the light hooked up. I just want to make sure that the trunk pops. Okay, so we still need to take out the original, but first let's test the light. So I don't know how we're going to do that in broad daylight. That should be on. Looks like it's lit up. Okay, so everything is back in now, or tested. Now what I need to do is take that switch out, put that switch back in, tidy up my wiring. Again, all I did was find the light source on the door lock, tapped it into pin number 1 over here, took a pin out of the existing harness that came with the existing switch, just took the pin out. Doesn't matter which color you pick, plug it into position 1 like we just did. Nice and neat. Yeah. So let's make this thing neater. Everything's back together. Nice and neat. Now I just need to hook up the door lever. Okay, so here we are. Nice and lit up. Let's push the button. Works like a champ. On when it's supposed to be on. Let's see if it can cut off. No, all I can do is cut it on. As long as those are on, that's going to be on. But she's lit. Okay, so everything works as we expect. I will say, buying the wiring harness is actually an irrelevant piece. Don't buy that. All you're looking for is on eBay or wherever you buy them. You want to find that the person is selling a lighted, it says lighted, trunk button. If it doesn't say lighted, but it's still the same part number, because that part number is the same as my part number that came out of the car. But that one is lighted. You want to make sure that the seller is selling a lighted one. Now, according to Weakest of the Week, we needed a wiring harness. We just needed a source, which is the lock button, and we just ran one wire, used the existing connector, and all is good. Don't see any reason to go through that. Or I'm sure he did the best he could, knowing what he knows. I'm just trying to find a simpler way that achieves the same goal without mangling things, which he did too. He didn't mangle anything, But I don't know. I feel like my way is quite simple. You should, if you know how to take the door apart and you can do stuff like this job, knowing if you follow this video, probably won't take you 30 minutes. I can't see you taking 30 minutes. Anyway, YouTubers, if you like the video, like the video.